That's right. Well, three sources familiar with the matter are telling me and my colleagues that President Trump is expected to issue around 100 pardons on Tuesday. That will be his final full day in office. The pardons, Wolf, we're told, are expected to include a mixture of some more controversial pardons to white-collar criminals, some high-profile rappers, as well as potentially some of the president's political allies. But there will also be in this batch several pardons that are more criminal justice reform-minded. Pardons that would be more akin to those to the one that the president gave to Alice Marie Johnson, who herself has been advocating with the president for pardons for other individuals who have been incarcerated for a long time. Now, this final batch of clemency actions, Wolf, will really cap off weeks of a scramble by the president's political allies to try and secure pardons either for themselves or for other people. In fact, the New York Times was reporting today that some of the president's allies have been paid tens of thousands of dollars to secure pardons, or to at least lobby the president to try and secure pardons for certain convicted felons. As of now, Wolf, though, our sources are telling us that a self-pardon for the president is not expected at this time, or at least that the paperwork for a self-pardon has not yet been drawn up. That is something that we are told President Trump has been considering in recent weeks, asking some of his allies and advisors whether or not it would be wise for him to do that. And we're told that the idea of a self-pardon really has, the chances of that have really gone down in the wake of these riots that took place on January 6th because of the optics of the president pardoning himself for something potentially that he is now being impeached for. So again, more than about 100 individuals expected to see pardons or commutations from the President of the United States on Tuesday as the president winds down the final days and hours of his presidency.
What about family members? Do we expect that he's going to issue any pardons for family members, close friends, for example? And what about the rioters up on Capitol Hill who stormed the Capitol on January 6th? So many of them who have been arrested are already saying they want a pardon from the president. They thought they were acting on his orders as the commander-in-chief. They thought they were doing what he wanted them to do.
That's right, Wolf. And as you said, we know that the president has indeed been considering these preemptive pardons for individuals who haven't yet been charged with any crimes, including his children and his personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani. We don't yet know where the president has landed on that. But as it relates to the pardons, potential pardons for those rioters who stormed the Capitol on January 6th, we're told that the president has been advised against pardoning those individuals. And in fact, one of the president's last remaining allies who has been with him, who flew with him to the Texas-Mexico border this past week, Senator Lindsey Graham, he publicly today urged the president against pardoning those rioters while appearing on Fox News earlier today.
As usual, let's discuss all of this and more with Senator Amy Klobuchar. Senator, thank you so much for joining us. Let me get your reaction to the breaking news we just reported. You heard Jeremy report that the president is planning on issuing Tuesday, his last full day in the White House, about 100 pardons. What's your reaction?
I keep thinking he only has a little over 60 hours left, and he's clearly going to do some bad stuff tomorrow. There may be some meritorious pardons in the mix, but the point is, so far, 88% in New York Times analysis of the pardons that he's given have involved people that he has some kind of a political relationship, some kind of a personal relationship with, and it's just outrageous. He literally appears to be burning the House of Justice down on his way out the door, as if it wasn't enough that he sent a mad mob, an angry mob, incited a riot and an insurrection at the Capitol. He continues to attack not just one branch of government, but both of the other equal branches of government.
Our understanding is that this could obviously change between now and Tuesday or Wednesday morning before noon. The president will not necessarily pardon himself. What's your reaction to that?
That is untested, and I think that there could be some real issues for him, and that goes to court. We know there's some precedent from what happened with the Nixon tapes, but I think he knows very well at this point, with this impeachment trial looming, what that would mean.
What about if he goes ahead and pardons, issues some sort of blanket pardons for the rioters who stormed Capitol Hill on January 6th?
That would be absolutely outrageous when the FBI is out there. And I remind people it's 1-800-CALL-FBI if you have tips. These people are very known to many people in the community. You've had over 100 arrests. I remind people that the penalty for sedition, not even including murder when we lost a police officer, the federal penalty for sedition is 20 years. So these are very serious crimes that people are facing, and more evidence is coming forward. So there's going to be a major investigation and prosecutions coming out of this. So for him to step in like that would be a complete outrage.
So
and I would also note that for state crimes, of which some of his flock is involved in, and the people around him, of course, he can't pardon them for that.
Or local crimes either. So many of these individuals who have already been arrested, these rioters, they say they thought they were being ordered by the president, the commander-in-chief, to go storm Capitol Hill. They thought that's what he wanted them to do, and as a result, they think they deserve a pardon. Your reaction to that?
I don't think Donald Trump made me do it is going to be an excuse in the court of law. That there is no such defense.
Yeah, you see, we just showed our viewers some video of the noose being assembled up on Capitol Hill, and then some of them screaming, "Hang Pence, hang Mike Pence, the vice president," because he went ahead and did what the Constitution requires. He certified the Electoral College vote. Right now, as you know, Senator, the U.S. Capitol is locked down. Thousands of National Guards troops, they are stationed here already. Maybe as many as 25,000 will be on the ground between now and Wednesday. What are you hearing specifically about the ongoing threats?
Well, I'm here in Washington right now, and Senator Blunt and I conducted a security review for the entire Senate. We had the head of the Secret Service. The Secret Service heads up the inauguration, very different than what was going on January 6th. And there's huge coordination going on. One thing I want people to remember is this is unsafe. But there has always been a major National Guard presence at a number of big inaugurations, including Barack Obama, because of the many people that were there. This inauguration is going to look very different. Because of COVID, it will be less people, but there will be major protection. And I don't want anyone to forget that this moment, there's something to do with what happened on January 6th besides the security. What happened on January 6th was a group of people trying to undermine our very democracy. This moment, inauguration at 12:01 p.m. on January 20th is when we claim back that democracy. It is when the next president and the next vice president take the oath of office with people from both parties, leaders, former presidents sitting behind them out of respect for them and out of respect for our democracy. So it makes this moment, as somber as it is, even more majestic. And we cannot forget that part of what's going to happen on January 20th in our discussion, understandable discussion about security.
Which are totally understandable. You helped plan this inauguration. I know you're going to be delivering remarks during the ceremony, but Senator, are you concerned about your own safety in light of these threats?
I believe the Secret Service and our Defense Department and everyone is on top of what is happening. It is just as they have in some past inaugurations. They have closed off certain roads. And by the way, I think with the impeachment trial that just happened, they extended that time to an earlier time period, not just because of the inauguration, but because of the attack on the Capitol. And you also see the threats on other state capitals. So I will abide by whatever the security people recommend here. And I think right now that they have the situation they believe in a place where they believe we can go forward with the inauguration on January 20th.